Well, salutations everybody, what's a crack-a-lackin'? Another day, another dollar, another bit of fun to end up going at another wonderful stream. Halfway to almost to the weekend. I was going to say halfway, but we're well past that. To the weekend we go to enjoy the crack and see how all can be. And we end up getting it live just in time to end up starting the joyous occasion of watching Manchester United versus West Ham. The two players that Ruben Amorim stated that were injured for us are one Matthias de Ligt and one Mason Mount. One not a surprise, one quite surprising indeed, and Mason Mount should do that while on the bench. But we'll see how the crack ends up going as we continue forwards. Can we have a good performance? Or will we be like Chelsea versus Leeds? Will we be like Liverpool versus Sunderland? Will we be like Burnley versus Crystal Palace? Will we be like Wolves versus Nottingham Forest? Don't worry, I'm sure we'll get to discuss all of that as we continue to go through. But for now, as things are starting in the West Ham Manchester United game, as kickoff just comes to the graces of Old Trafford, ladies, gentlemen, and that technical rainbow in between, what's a crack-a-lackin'? Is it all going good? Is it all going grand? Is it all going delicious? Ooh, first one of them in a while. You have to give us 1 second because I have to actually end up logging into it. But how are you feeling today, Senior Benny? Unless the text-to-speech ends up stating it. So, we are here. Look at it. Let's see.
MLS means Major League Soccer.
No, it doesn't.
Benicaj played text-to-speech for 5,000 channel points.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Not at all. Not at all. We all know that MLS ends up meaning Miles Lewis Sky. To be fair, I've never tested the mic, but hey, what a way to bloody peak it. And at least it didn't bust your eardrums completely. That did bust my lungs, mind you, but that's an entirely different conversation. At least I know I can howler a good yodel should the yodel need to be howled. But all my friends, what is a crack-a-lacking? It is a pleasure to have you in. A fair hello to you, Senior Duck, and for your previous statement of come on United, come on West Ham.
Off is the direction you can fuck.
And as for Al, the kings, the queens, and the promised land are going a 90 as they end up genuflecting at the awesomeness that is the crack. But what about yourself? Is all going good? Is all going grand? Is it all going saucy? And by the way, Benny, a stiff drink is only a corner away, should you ask for it. Don't ask why I always have a stiff drink literally an arm's way beside me. Also, by the way, I know for a fact that that has completely destroyed my algorithms. Anyway, but but if the crack ain't 90, the crack ain't going, so. Well, it's beautiful for them to be saucy. Of all of the things that have happened tonight as a Manchester United fan, it is interesting that Lenny Oro and Patrick Dogu are the two that have gotten the brunt of the pain there. I wasn't expecting Manu to end up getting game time because I legitimately think, and I've said this on the stream, Manu can't play with Bruno and you're not dropping Bruno because he's the goddamn captain. And Amron is known for not dropping his captain. So Manu's never going to get game time when you can't drop Bruno. So that wasn't going to happen. I am slightly more annoyed that Dogu isn't playing. But at least we get one Aiden Heaven in the squad today. And we get to also see whether or not Aiden Heaven can perform here if I have him part of the Champions League squad. I genuinely haven't a clue if I do. I suppose the only other thing I can do, and it's the only bit of brown nosing I shall do at the moment, is here are two links, both YouTube and TikTok, for two shorts I ended up putting out there recently. I might as well be a brown nosing prick. I'm sure not all of you have already noticed it, but there you go. Look at either of them should you decide to. And yes, I'm brown nosing myself, but hey, you know, I have nothing better to be doing. Hey, if Heaven ends up scoring tonight, then I will happily turn around and say he's been met in heaven. But now we get to find out whether or not he can play in this game. Let's look. He can't. Okay, so he can't, unfortunately. So we'll play him in the next Premier League game since he can't play in this one. And I would just ask if you have any issues with audio or anything like that, please let me know, and I will attempt my best to end up fixing it. Okay, so Craic, the brown-nosed Irishman, had a cracking day. Of course I did. So the Craic is always sound. That first one is effing brilliant. I know it came out fantastic, didn't it? Hardly the fantastic player there, who I couldn't end up playing today either if I wanted to, because he's not registered for the Champions League. But I love how that first one came out. I've been trying to dabble in more editing for them as well. Obviously, there still needs to be more work done in order to get them correct, but there's something anyways. Okay, so how many positions do we need? 1, 2, 3, 4 needs to be replaced. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so 4 needs to be replaced. Put you in there. And yeah, so we have the bench sorted out. Now, who are we actually putting on? We're going to actually take... No, we're going to put Shesko on for Camrada, and we're going to put Victor on for Evan Ferguson. Mount will remain there, and Mbeumo will remain there. Rashford there. Thank you so much, Benny, for continuing on with the sub. You are a gent and a scholar. I love how that broke. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, for now I'll knock that off. Me trying to add something into the goddamn stream and it ends up breaking completely. That's absolutely hilarious. Go on, we'll knock that off for now. Yeah, don't worry, I'll make sure that it's added onto it the next time. Scaran, what a wonderful word for food. Although I hope Benny, I hope Duck knows the rules. It is officially down there now in the about section of the stream what the rules are, so he better be careful when he ends up coming back. We're going to go with Victor. We're going to go with Shesko. We're going to Mount, Mbeumo, Rashford, Stellar, and Bruno. Euro, and we're going to, if he's available, I don't think he is. Yeah, you're still not fit. Yeah, Willie Kwambala, Ilya Zambrani, and Lemens. Oh, no, well, yeah. No, I would play him, but I don't like playing players that aren't fit yet. So we'll go with Lemens, and we'll go with that team for now. And next time we come around to the Champions League, we'll end up giving the gameplay to Dennis. So, our first game into the stream versus the mighty Juventus, the Italian juggernauts. Can we end up having a decent performance against them? I hope so, but we'll only find out by getting into it. So wish us a bit of luck, as we have a couple of players that are tired but should be grand, and we hope that everything ends up coming together right and rain for us now. Ooh. 11 minutes in, United have 64% of the possession. The XG seems to be going down to West Ham's point of view at the moment, a 0.12 to a 0.07. But mostly in their half. One throw in and already a yellow card. Aiden Heaven ended up getting it, which is unfortunate, but he hasn't been playing that much, so you kind of suspect it. Double the amount of passes, but we'll see what ends up happening. You can't judge the first 10 minutes of a game anyways. But how will we end up doing now? Lewis Openda actually ended up getting rid of his non-scoring streak earlier on. And one of your favourite players there, Weston McKennie, on the bench there, Senior Benny. But we'll see how all ends up going as we go into this. I mean, to be fair to you, without Lucas Paqueta on the pitch, you are actually looking fairly solid. You don't look intimidated at all, although why would you? You're playing against us. But you're looking like a fairly confident team. Nuno has you set up in a good way to end up combating us, so it'll be interesting to see how it all ends up going. Okay. But as Manchester United IRL goes into a game, we go into 1-2 with a slightly different formation, but similar ideas, as we hope to end up getting a result off of this Juventus team. We are in the round of 16 at the moment. It would take a miracle for us not to get straight through, but we still want to get the victory if we can. Keep ourselves up and gunning. So let's see how all ends up going now. Starting off with fairly good possession play. 5 minutes in, not a shot taken, which is unfortunate to end up seeing. Ooh, Bruno taking a free kick. Can he do a worldie? Nope. No is the answer to that question. But, game. That's why I hate that. To me, I consider that a bug. I don't know if anyone else considers that a bug. I consider that a bug. Because, to me, that ruins the whole check of the goal. Oh, I love how the referee has his pack isn't working, so they have to stop the game for his pack. Oh. But we come back now. Yellow card for Thuram. Hopefully we can end up getting something out of this. This could be a goal for them. No, but Sesko has the ball. What's everyone's opinions on outfield players wearing gloves? I know that some people turn around and say it's a farce and shouldn't end up happening. I've never really had an opinion on it. I always thought if feck it, whatever ends up making you play good, if you have warm hands, who cares? But it is an interesting conversation that some people end up having. In Buemu now to Victor Mount, we're doing good passing play. I mean, that's kind of the thing. Yeah, so that's kind of the feeling that an awful lot of people end up having, that, you know, you're not going to be using your hands anyway, so it doesn't really matter if you're cold. Crap baskets, I'm on the wrong one. Joys of not noticing that, even though I had it up. There we go, that should be fixed now. Okay, Coolaboola. Juventus have 23 minutes in, and there have only been 2 shots in this game. But they don't wear coats. Yes, true. But to be fair, you're also running around like a headless chicken. So your actual base body does generate heat, whereas your hands wouldn't be because you're not really using them. Like, I think every player on the pitch for us in this game has gloves on. Also, by the way, we've had 2 disallowed goals in this. How had we 0 shots? Ooh, why? What's happening at 11, Senior Benny? Is it anything good? Is it anything that I'll end up liking? I hope it's a bit of crack, my friend. Humans who require clothing to survive harsh conditions wear clothing to help them survive in harsh conditions. If I didn't know any better, Benny, I'd say you were being a smart arse. Cut off the hands. Go around wearing stumps. But hey, our first shot on target and it's going well. I mean, you're not wrong. But to be fair, West Ham aren't playing great either. My big thing when it comes down to the way we're playing, Matty, is we're effectively playing Stoke ball with our long diagonal throws. I don't really get why we're doing it. But hey, if it works for us, it works for us. At the end of the day, we're still not playing with a proper striker, so he's changing his formation for that. We don't have De Ligt there, so he's probably not as confident in his defence. And we're playing against a low block, which is a matter of play that we don't know how to play against. Yeah, but we don't know how. We can't play against low blocks. It is one of our many weaknesses. So, you know, at the end of the day, we'll see what ends up happening. And also, for the last couple of games, we have been bonkersly slow starters. So let's hope that we get better. Is basically all I can end up saying there. But you're not wrong. We do appear to be shite. As a Hammers fan, I agree. We definitely be taking the game to United. Benny, you're a cruising for a bruising. You're a cruising for a timing out there, my friend. But, like, yeah. I think the more annoying thing is the fact that to know is how is De Ligt actually doing, and is Mount is on the bench, but that doesn't mean that he isn't injured, because he has a nasty habit of putting people on the bench that are still injured. So I'm wondering whether or not Mount actually is injured. Hopefully not. Do you want to know why I didn't do that, Benny? Do you want to know why I didn't do that? Because I didn't know you did that. So first of all, I don't have yet a clapping one. I don't have a clapping one, so let's... Then my reaction. And then you can...
Off is a direction you can fuck.
Which means... Yeah, I know you can't, but I can. Abusing your powers as a moderator. I love how all 3 of our shots so far that have been on target have been goals. Is De Ligt injured? Why hasn't he started? Yeah, De Ligt is currently out with a knock. He is injured. That's the reason why he's not on the bench. That's the reason why he hasn't started, Matty. Himself and Mount are the two players that he was on about in the press conference that ended up being injured. Maguire obviously isn't back either, but he mentioned Maguire by name, so we knew that. He did say on Sky before the game went live that De Ligt is meant to be back for the weekend, which makes no sense to me if he's not playing today. But hey, you just might want to be giving him the rest to make sure that everything is grand. Also, by the way, we're destroying Juventus. But yes, unfortunately, it is De Ligt that has the injury, and he's the one we have to be slightly concerned with. Yes, you did. You failed quite horribly on that attempt, my friend. You'll have to work harder on that one. But I suppose I'll end up giving you back your power and just hope you don't abuse it this time. I was out and about, so I didn't see the starting 11 or anything. I was only turned it on to the game and was surprised to see Heaven starting. Well, that's the thing. It's also a showcase of how he might have lost faith in Euro, which is very interesting if that is the case. It would be very, very interesting if he has actually lost faith in Euro a bit. But Euro's been making a lot of stupid mistakes. He doesn't deserve to be dropped, in my opinion. But he has been the worst of the three defenders in the past 3 games, in my opinion. So, you know, does he deserve to get dropped when you've lost 2 of your defenders and Harry Maguire and De Ligt? Probably not. But hey, I'm just happy to see Heaven in. Because I genuinely think there's a good defender in Heaven. Now, with that being said, my previous notes that we were doing well seem to have died a death because we've been performing crap since. West Ham have had 3 corners, 2.3 XG, we're to our 0.06, 4 shots, 3 of them inside of the box. We're not particularly defensive. We've allowed them to come back up in passing terms, so we're just not performing good. Yeah, we're all allowed to have a bit of fun. Don't worry, you'll be warned if it goes too far. Although, Duck, we do have to discuss. Because we might have a problem with. Because you turned around and you said, BRB have to go and get some scran. So you better ensure that scran has been posted in to attacking the food in Craic's basement. You mention food, it must be shown. I'll never be excited for a United game until we get consistent. Yeah, but we're not going to get consistent until we get proper wingbacks. Unfortunately, neither of our wingbacks are performing properly. Ahmad works well with Mbeumo, but he's not a wingback. He's not a wingback, and Delo isn't a wingback either. And we need to replace specifically the Casemiro position, and that to me is the reason why Manu isn't playing, because Manu can't play with Bruno. That's legitimately my reasoning for it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he just doesn't rate Manu, but I don't think Manu can play with Bruno. No barber in England is willing to take on that challenge. I mean, that's a very, very funny statement, Matty, considering he's playing on the fucking left. So he might be the best right back in the world, but he's currently playing as a left wing back. So, like, that's like turning around saying, this apple tastes awfully like an orange. Or this Irishman is currently an Englishman. Both could end up getting you horribly maimed. I mean, like, my big thing with Delo is I don't actually think Delo has been performing too bad over the last games. I just don't think the Stoke long throws is the way to end up going. Because he's not as good as that player in Jokes in Stoke that ended up doing those long throws. Like, he's not bad in that position. Ironically for us, I do think he has been performing better than Dogu. Now, is that fair on Dogu? Probably not. But I do legitimately think he's been performing better than Dogu. But that doesn't mean anything. But I also think once Martinez comes back full time, I think there might be a chance that Shaw ends up going out there, which is a different kettle of fish to see whether or not he can do that. Although that wasn't a bad corner that we did. I'm a bit behind on the stream that I'm watching, so. Oh, here we go. Areola in prime Neuer form. I mean, maybe, but that's not, that was a bad angle and a very easy one to go for. No, Maddie, as we've discussed before, when it comes down to that, please comment on what you see. I have absolutely no issue with that because I will eventually end up seeing it and it gives me an extra idea to overanalyze whatever I'm watching, you know? So absolutely no worry about it. Do you want to know what the really funny thing about that is? Benny is actually right. That literally is the only shot that he's currently faced yet. Make a cool breeze. Be a cool brother. Come on, make it go sound, make it go fine, make it go saucy, my friend. There's no point being worried. We can all end up going with the breeze and being all way long. I don't know what the fuck I was going for there. I think I've managed to cringe myself on that one. Well, it typically is the former goalkeepers we were at one particular point in time linked with. Which, to be fair, we're linked with almost every player ever to play the fucking game. So you know that's why most goalkeepers end up performing good against us. But it is quite funny. I will say it's very, very funny listening to the commentating and bloody Gary Neville being bored as piss. Oh crap, I accidentally gave a promise that I didn't want to do. He has 4 years and like at least. Go on, fine. If he doesn't ask for too much, I might actually give him the contract just to shut him the fuck up. I do need to get a centre defensive midfielder. So if you have any good options for centre defensive midfield that won't cost a complete arm and a leg, that are below the age of 24, give us a suggestion. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. If you ask for that much, you're just not getting it. Because you have a contract extension on the whole lot, so I'll just bloody tell you to go away. I mean, I think we're getting into the game a wee bit more. Yeah, Xerxes should do better there, but Aaron Wan-Bissaka with a good clearance. 240. Yeah, you're not getting away. Well, if you want 240, this is blood. Non-negotiable. There you go. There's your contract. Non-negotiable. Yep, you can piss off. I gave you your contract. Sack your man. Sack your agent if you want to. You're not getting more than that. But a 5-0 win versus Juventus. We're back on good tails, but we've been doing well in Europe, to be fair. Like, Pickford had a great game against us. Then Everton's next game, Pickford saves the ball into his own net. It's unreal. I mean, there is a bit of that, but to be fair, I don't think Pickford had a great game against us. I think we just shot directly at Pickford. He had 1 or 2 really, really good saves, which is fair. But, like, he had 25 shots on him, and most of them, we just shot them directly at him. So, you know, maybe that's me being too harsh. But I genuinely don't think Pickford had that good of a game against us. I think we were just fools when it came down to the way Pickford was. Okay, so now, in terms of recruitment, let's look at the player recommendations list. Best positions. Okay, and our DMs are here. Interesting. Humland is one of the ones they recommend. Victor Foruff. 85 million. Well, thanks for putting a bad taste in my mouth, game. Yeah, they'll want the release clause, and he wants too much money. I mean, he would be, but bloody hell. I mean, Casemiro's walking out the door, and we're going to end up getting the money still, but, like... Is it coming? Yeah, we're getting our speed up, which is good. We look to be better in this game. Now, anyways. For whatever that's worth. Pirates of the Mediterranean. I mean, to be fair, they are making Pirates 6, and maybe that's what that movie is going to end up being. Could you imagine if that's what they ended up doing? I know that the big rumor when it comes down to Pirates of the Caribbean 6 is that it's going to be Jack Sparrow's daughter that's going to be the main character. I'm not a massive Pirates of the Caribbean fan, so I can't really comment on it. But, like, I'm not against that idea. No, let's be fair. The stunt double can be Scott McTominay. When Cristiano Ronaldo ends up retiring, he can be the person that jumps like a fucking jellyfish. I figured, yeah. They're not going to give me the extra funds to buy him outright. And would I even want to buy him outright? Do Porto have any other good players while we're looking at it? It does scream that a goal is cut. It does. This game, by the way, between Manchester United and West Ham, screams that whoever scores the first goal wins. Screams it. Jawar. I wonder, like, I want. By the way, I know it's the grapevine, but I still wonder if there's any truth that West Ham are thinking of putting in a bid for him in January. There's no way they're getting him, but it'd be very funny if they tried. Could you imagine if they got Samu? Ooh, we have Spurs in the Champions League. Interesting. God, Deloy, you can try and get the fucking ball. So what are you thinking so far now that we're 35 minutes into the game, Maddie? I don't think it's as bad as it was. Spider won. British press is bad, and then there's British press transfer rumors. That's even worse. Transfer rumors in general are just bad, Benny. But then again, transfer accuracy is bad too. As I turned around and I said here, supposedly Juventus have spent on Lewis Openda and Jonathan David 135 million quid. Both of them they got for free. So I don't understand how. So, like, you know. Okay, anyway, we're 4 days away from getting into a game versus Brentford. In the Premier League, unfortunately, there's a bit of a runaway at the top there, and then everyone in the bottom 6 or in the top 6 are within the same range. I remember on the old BBC Sports, you could submit user fan transfer rumors. Well, to be fair, BBC and Sky were so crap at getting information on bloody transfers that they needed people to end up doing it just to have an idea of where to check. There's a reason why Sky is so goddamn slow when it comes down to all transfers. It's because they don't have a network and have been hoping for people to do their job for years. The best one I saw was City are trying to buy the wind for their assist to... What? Okay, that's interesting. That's funny. If that was put in as a suggestion. Wait, what? Okay, I don't know. I didn't see the ball cross the line there. We need a couple of coaches, so you're shite. You're okay, but not good enough. Outstanding technical, good determination. Technical isn't enough to bring someone in for, so we'll consider him, but not yet. So Diego Pereira could be one. Alandria, not a bit. Do you get away from me? Not a bit of you. Get away from me. Right. Not a bit of you. Get away from me. God, some of these have been bloody atrocious. Yeah, well, we'll put in these two anyway, because they're decent. They're better than nothing. God, we don't look like we'd score in a month of Sundays, do we?
Well, I wonder what voice you're after getting, Duck. Oh my god. Oh, I don't look forward to hearing this one. Oh, he hasn't got the contract. That's amazing. Our crosses go to no one other than the West Ham. Yeah, but they're going, all of our crosses are going to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. To be fair, it's what's fair over this. Oh, Christ.
Perfect. So that one will come in next after this song, Maddie. No bother whatsoever. Let's see if it's working. It should do. It was. Okay, so let's go and have a gawk. What was it you put to? Son. Oh, okay. So I know what happened there. Okay, give us 1 second. Yeah, so it did end up working, thankfully. Happy out. So we'll get to see what that's like next, my friend. Should be a bit of crack, hopefully. I love how all of the Manchester United X accounts are going off their nut there. They're saying Aaron Wan-Bissaka, but like Frank Amarin era turned around there saying Aaron Wan-Bissaka performing like prime Cafu tonight. Which, to be fair, he is playing very good, but oh my god, like that's a bit of an over exaggeration, isn't it? Do we have any players we can sell for 10 million that we could pay his release clause? I don't really want to, but still. You know what? Actually, I'm not going to bother. I'll consider it if someone else ends up going in for him. I've always liked Aaron Wan-Bissaka. If it were me, I wouldn't have sold him. Look, at the end of the day, Aaron Wan-Bissaka is an extremely good defensive right back. Extremely good defensive right back. With the way we want to play and have been wanting to play, he wouldn't be our cup of tea. He wouldn't do well on the Ruben Amorim team the way that Ruben Amorim wants us to set up. So he like with Ruben Amorim, Aaron Wan-Bissaka would never get playing unless he was playing like Luke Shaw in the actual defense. And I don't know if that's an option you actually want. So I don't know. I both agree with you and disagree with you in a way. If you get my reasoning why, it's a hard one. This is a good song. Okay, who do we need to get rid of? I don't even need to look at the other ones. Well, I will just in case. Very good. Very good. Very good. Good. Yep, figured that'd be the case. So, mutual termination. Up to episode 11 of Tanya the Evil. Just remember, there is a movie as well for that series, Senior Duck. But how are you finding it so far? And do you agree with me that Tanya is one of the best characters written in a long, long time? I love Tanya from Tanya the Evil. I genuinely do. It's a very good song, Maddie. You have very good taste. Ooh, give me a second now. Yep. Anyways. I can't keep saying for the fatherland out loud. Yeah, love what they're doing. Oh, but both the starting music and the end music of that series is unbelievable. Like that starting song for the Saga of Tanya the Evil is bloody unbelievable. I can't wait for season 2 when it comes out. It's soon enough too. Willie Quimbala, to be fair, has been performing excellent since he came back to us. Okay, yeah, but it's annoying that we're getting halftime and nothing has really happened in this game. It's been a bit of a flatlining game. Still, 65% possession, and our XG has increased quite a good bit, but it's just not a good performance by United. We need to come out of the gates guns a-blazing in the second half. Okay, good. That's loaded now. So, Brentford's team selection. We'll select it when we're in. There's no point looking at it before then because we don't know who's fit. I did expect this, playing flat like always. Mentally, we are weak as crap. I don't know if that's fair, though. Because, like, I think we've been the better team. Like, we've been the better team. It's just we don't know how to break the line. Xerxes isn't sharp enough yet as a striker in order to get by them. And Mbeumo and Cunha aren't making good enough runs in order to get in. Aaron Wan-Bissaka is stopping every particular challenge that's being done on that left-hand side. Ahmad and specifically Delo aren't doing enough on their sides there, and Bruno and Casemiro are non-existent. So it's one of those cases of they're just able to hold us well. So it's interesting. I don't know. You don't think we've been the better team? I mean, I'll fall to your advice on that, but I don't think it's been even. But hey, we'll see anyways. So it'll be interesting to see how the second half ends up going in the game. But I think the best way to put it is we've just been toothless. Yeah. But other opinions are nice. By the way, I wish I had a sponsorship for this. Other opinions are hairy, and then others have been done by the fabulous people of Manscaped. Imagine if I had a bloody sponsorship with Manscaped. That'd be the perfect fucking transition. Longer men, you don't score. What? Yeah, well, yeah, you're right about that. But we'll see what ends up happening in the second half because we were coming into it towards the end of that half. Yeah, because the thing is, it's really, really funny because, like, we're doing loads of crosses for a striker that can't end up getting crosses. Like, if Sesko was on the pitch, this tactic would work wonderful. The fact that Sesko isn't on the pitch means that this is horrible. So, I don't know. It's just ironic he doesn't play this character when the actual bloody person you want to end up receiving this tactic is on the pitch, you know? Ooh. How much? Ooh. Is he worth it? Well, how's his stats in comparison to the rest of its squad? My... No comment, Duck. No comment. Oh, I was getting... Yeah, he does seem it. I don't know, like, he's had 26 games, 5 goals, 2 assists. I thought I could end up seeing all of the team's stats. Like, he's performed okay in the championship, but that's the championship. I wish I could see his previous... Okay, career stats. Yeah, he does seem it. He probably isn't worth it for the 39 million. You're probably right. Okay, so is there anyone else we want to look at before the season? Before halftime, I don't know. You can see prior season stats in all comps. Oh, can you? Bevan, the central defender owned. Carlos Baleba is now actively looking to move away due to unfalling out. I mean, we'll have a look at Baleba. I kind of want to avoid Baleba because I think he's overhyped in this game. IRL is a different conversation, but I think in this game... Ooh. Who's that? Huh. Interesting. I didn't really check to see who was out of contract. $51 is not long enough, but hey. Sorry, excuse me about that. Thankfully, I managed to catch it beforehand. Okay, contract 6 months expiring. Let's see who's available. No one that we know of that's any good, anyways. They're tiring. Okay, fine. They're probably all gone if they were anyways good. Ooh. Interesting. Okay, let's see how that ends up coming out, my friend. I think I had it set to just... Yes, I did. Okay. Ooh, retiring. Romelu Lukaku. Would I bring Romelu Lukaku back to United? I don't think so. There doesn't appear to be anyone actually worth it, unfortunately. Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, João Neves obviously would be the best one to get. Yuri Tillemans is asking for a transfer, but A's 29 and B's 80 million. Fabian is 30, so he's too old. Carlos Baleba, they want 140 million for him. Crikey, lads. Calm yourselves a bit. I mean, Victor's the one you go for, if you could get the money for him. Do we want him, though? So you go career stats here. So you were saying go to season to see all their season stats. So you go season stats here. That's all of their previous seasons. What were you saying? Click on season. You can see prior season in all comps. Can you? Because I don't see it. Ash damn, my friend. What's a crack-a-lacking with you? Season you want to see. Oh, so it's just... Oh, okay. Adoy. I mean, he's been good. He's not worth... is he worth 85 million? No, he isn't. He isn't worth 85 million. Which expires on the What? Oh, he wants a minimum release clause of that. Okay, fair enough. Whatever. Anyway, we'll ignore him for now. But Ash Day, my friend, what's a crack-a-lacking? Is it all going good? Is it all going grand? Is it all going scrumptious, my friend? I hope life is treating you good. Manu Konu. $86 million. God, the price of centre defensive midfielders is bonkers. Anyway. Ooh. Why are you so cheap? I mean, you kinda... Let's see how much he is. Oof. Not a chance you're getting that much money, my friend. What are you on about, Duck? I missed what you're on about. I'm not doing too bad, my friend. Just kept going. Keeping an eye on the Manchester United West Ham game, which has been slightly disappointing, and just playing a bit of FM, taking a Connie, enjoying the crack. We're currently in the tail end of the transfer window, so we're just contemplating on potential offers on what to end up doing. So, you know, just thinking about stuff at the moment. But what about yourself? How is life treating you, my friend? Is it all going good? Have you anything exciting planned for... Oh, my God. God damn it, Duck. Could you have went more anime with this song? I mean, fair play to you for sticking to your guns, but crikey, could you have went more anime? Ooh, Lenny Oro's coming on. I honestly don't have a clue, to be honest. I haven't heard anything, so I don't know. That's interesting. Doing great. Started the new job on Monday. So far, it's going pretty well. I'm happy to hear that, my friend. Genuinely happy to hear that. What? Are all of RB Leipzig's players cheap? How much are you? No, so you're still 100 million. It's not going too bad, average. Is it all going good? Is it all going grand? Is it all going... Victor Boniface from Bayern Leverkusen. Duck has just decided to destroy all of our ears by putting on the most nonsensical nonsense in the world. Happy out, my friend. Sure, that's what you want to end up happening. Just relax, just chill, just go with the vibes, enjoy life, and enjoy the cruise. Okay, anyway, let's continue on for now. But interesting that Lenny Yoro is coming on. So that'll be interesting. If he is, actually. He's training at the moment at halftime in order to potentially come on. I wonder who he'd be dropping for Lenny Yoro. Fun fact, this is my I've said this before, Senior Duck, but just for you, I'll say it again. I don't end up paying for the therapy you end up getting for being on my channel. And obviously you need some therapy, my friend. Hope United win, but we've been disappointing so far. I mean, you're saying that too. Maybe I have to be seeing something different, so I have to be looking with blind glasses because I don't know. I don't think we've been that bad. Like, we haven't been good, but we haven't been that bad. I have to be looking with blind glasses. I have to be being too nice to us. God damn it, there's another 30 seconds in this fucking song. I might regret putting down this song selection option. Crikey. I forgot how annoying this song is. But hey, it's done now, thankfully. You better not, my friend. If you know as well as I do, I will remove it. It's not going too bad. We played one game today so far since we've been live. We played against Juventus. And in that game, we ended up winning 5-0. In general, we're doing okay. We are 4th in the league with 42 points. Currently, Liverpool are 1st with 52. So there's a bit of a gap in between us. Unfortunately, the title is probably out of range for us. However, top 4 certainly isn't. So we're going to continue with it and hope that we continue to go well. It's not within the realms of possibility that Liverpool capitulate completely and we end up getting back into the title picture, but I don't foresee it. Whereas in the Champions League, we're actually doing fairly well. Because when you look at the... Champions League at the moment, we are top with an automatic qualification spot already garnered, and we're facing Tottenham Hotspurs next. So we have a chance to make it harder for them, because if they lose to us, they're guaranteed playoffs. So we'll see how that ends up going. But in general, the save is going fairly good. We haven't signed anyone in January, and it doesn't look like we're going to sign anyone in January. But we're enjoying the crack for how it is at the moment. I would ask, how did your stream end up going after I got to pop in earlier on today, my friend? I hope it was a good bit of crack. I hope you were able to enjoy it and that all of it ended up going well. Average. Now, the changes we're making is Evan Ferguson there. We're going to keep Benjamin Šeško up front. Mount will remain here. Menu and Bruno, Mbuemu and Rashford. And we're going to actually keep the same back line, I think. No, we're not. We're going to take off Ilya and put Heaven on and give him a goal. And then we're going with this squad. So... let's see how we do against Brentford. We need, all of these matches now we need to do fairly well. We need to continue on, keep ourselves up to date, and hope that we end up having a good performance out of it. So Lenny Oro's after replacing Aiden Heaven, because of course he did. Hey, I didn't think Heaven was bad, so at least he got 45 minutes. Ruben almost got cleaned out of it there by Callum Wilson, I think. Was expecting a bit more from them, to be honest. At least 1-0 up, to be frank. I mean, that's not a bad expectation to have, Ashday. I wasn't, because we're bad with low blocks and we don't have Benjamin Shesko, which is funny because all we're doing is bloody crosses into the box. We're not actually directing the ball in through the middle of the pitch at all, which is stupid considering the team we've on the pitch. But hey, what can you really do? So, in the last 16 of the UCL and top of the Premier League, 3 points ahead of City, so going well, and still in the FA Cup, so the treble challenge is still on. Congratulations, Average. Do you know how long you have to do the challenge? Like, I know you ended up stretching the budget quite a bit, and if you go too long, you could end up bankrupting the club. And I know you don't really care about that, but just interested. Hopefully in all of this discussion, just out of the blue, United end up scoring. It'd be beautiful if we did. But like literally just crossing from one side of the pitch to the other and completely avoiding the center of the pitch is a fool's errand. I think Ruben might have figured out that his midfield is just fucked no matter who he puts into it, so he's not using it. Which would be funny if that was the case. Anyways, this is the team we're going to go with for our game versus Brentford. Let's see if we can perform better than United IRL is, which wouldn't be hard, to be fair. But we'll see how we end up doing. Into the fray we go now versus a very game Brentford. I know what song I'll redeem next time in a few stream time. I'm guessing you've used up all of your channel points, have you, Duck? Just as soon as I can. I reckon I'll have no budget this year if we win a couple of trophies. I think we are okay financially as we have a lot of installments coming in, as well as most of the ESAC money still to be paid. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that ESIC money is interesting because if you're playing a network save, that can completely screw Liverpool if you ask for it back straight away. I mean, it's there to be used. Just try and pepper in some actually good songs. To be honest, I wanted in order, sir, because I was looking at my Spotify wrap-up. My Spotify wrap-up is literally just the same streaming songs I do all the time. And before I ended up figuring out how tracking layers worked on OBS, I was doing all non-copyright stuff, so Ladre was being used consistently. No, I love those songs, but still. Haven't been able to get a clause for the ESAC money yet, but soon as I can, I'll be activating it. Interesting. Ooh. God, and Buemu doesn't look happy. At the moment, this game is screaming a draw, which is annoying as hell. Anyway, Christophe Aguirre is still there. Van de Berg is still there. Ethan Pinnock isn't a bad old signing. Michael Canode is actually a very good signing to end up having. He's still worth 80 million quid. And Jordan Henderson, even at the age that he is still a phenomenally good midfielder. Aaron Hickey is very, very good, but isn't worth going for the purchase. Thiago is fantastic. And if Kevin Kincaid is built properly, he's an unbelievable player. I'm kind of surprised they're not playing Nathan Collins. Nathan Collins is actually surprisingly good and has the potential to become very good as well. No Bother Average, thank you so much for coming in and saying hello. It was a pleasure talking to you, my friend. Make sure your crack is 90. Shalom Gafol, I have been Stupid Sexy Crack, and as always, Pogue Mahone, my friend. Have a fantastic night. It won't be until next week when I'm live next, my friend. But hopefully we can chat then next time that I'm live, or if I'm lucky enough to catch one of your streams. I mean, I don't know if I agree with this statement. There's people online saying that the referee is giving everything to West Ham. I mean, maybe that's true. Up, my friend. What is a crack-a-lackin'? It is a pleasure to have you in, the beautiful natured individual of excellence as you are. What is a crack-a-lackin'? Are you excited this weekend for the NXT show and the Iron Survivors that we get to end up experiencing? Absolutely crap, Duck. In the sky where you belong with the angels up. You know, you are heavenly, and we need to end up looking directly to where you are. You know, we need to make sure that it is actually properly warm where you are. God, I'm an ass. Anyway, in we go to this game now. Euro Heaven, Willie Kwambwala, Menu, Bruno, Rashford, and Mbeumo with Mount, Evan Ferguson, and Benjamin Sesko. I actually don't have a clue what he's on about up either. I think he just means because of your name. You know, up the Mariners. I think he's saying, how's the weather up there? I think he's trying to make a pun of your name, but he's doing it quite clumsily. If I was a betting man. Okay, can we get a goal out of this straight away? Can we play with a bit of figure that United IRL isn't doing? Oh no, up! I didn't get it either initially. Ooh, actually we have the bugs. That means a goal is coming. Who's getting it? Who's getting it? Oh, it's offside. I haven't seen the bug happen with an offside goal before, so that's interesting. Yeah, you might be right, Matty, on what you were saying earlier on, that Areola is having the game of his life, because that bloody save on Mbeumo's shot. Aaron Wan-Bissaka and Areola are playing this game like they bloody want nothing but it. It's funny as hell, actually, to see. Doc, the fuck is this? If I'm able to figure out how to make the sub goal thing work that broke when Benny ended up doing the sub attempt there, I might end up putting down get to 5 subs by the end of the month, or we do an entire stream of nothing but duck songs. which is both torturous for me and everyone else. Also, how does that not count as an own goal? I mean, the funny thing about it is I actually end up playing when their song requests the duck song. So I'm even more of an ass duck. So, you know, I can't really say anything. So you know, I can't really complain. Yeah, you're right, Maddie. It's insane. Like, maybe, I think we've come out of the second half with good gumption. And I turned around and I said he wasn't performing that bad. I turned around and he said he wasn't performing that bad. Maddie, suck a big one. That Craic is always right. Oh, who got the handball? No, I just have X. I just have X. I'm not in front of you at all. I'm actually about 2 minutes behind you, for completely legitimate reasons. But Diego Dalot scores. Mark Goldberg is going to have a fucking conniption. Mark Goldberg just been on Amaranth's ass for playing Dalot. So Mark Goldberg is going to have a fucking conniption. It'll be hilarious watching him. To be fair, he's going to have to apologize for statements about Dalot. I don't think Dalot has been as bad as everyone's been saying either. I genuinely haven't, but it's beautiful. I think that unfortunately, I think that's the goal that kills the game, Benny. I think with that goal, there's a very good chance we go and we score another 2 or 3. Oh, yeah, he controls that very, very well, and it's a nice crossover. If Ferguson almost done it there, IRL. That's a very, very good goal. See, my thing is, I really like Dalot. I just think he's better on the right. And ironically, he was just the right person in the right spot. If Maguire was in the same spot he was in there, Maguire would have gotten that goal. But hey, every goal counts. Doesn't matter how you get them. But I do think that's, by the way.
Shut up.
Don't you forget, you ain't won yet.
But I do think we've won. I mean, that's, to be honest, I probably agree with you, Matty. I think he could be a very good impact sub. I also don't think he's a wingback, but at the end of the day, I don't think he's been as bad as people have said. As I say, I think Amaran has been very, very hard on Patrick Dogu, because Patrick Dogu in the same spot could do exactly the same thing. Also, what the hell happened to Bruno there? You know, it's one of those easy situations, but I'm not going to take away a good performance on the man. I just don't think he's performed bad in the last 3 games. Like, I don't have a problem with Lenny Oro being dropped, because Lenny Oro hasn't been at the quality that he should be at for the quality that he has, which is why I didn't mind seeing Aiden Heaven. No, I don't think Aiden Heaven should have been taken off either at halftime. I don't think that was fair on Aiden Heaven. But hey, at the end of the day, yeah. Yeah, I think Dogu isn't as bad as Amaran is giving out and others are saying. You see, I think, I mean, for me or for IRL, Duck, because both could be true. I mean, I think the Amaran criticism on Dogu is bad English. I think the Amaran criticism on I always thought he'd... God, Mark Goldberg's just a smart arse. I always thought he's good. Give him a lifetime contract. You absolute smart arse. But the thing with Amaran's criticism of Dogu wasn't the fact that Dogu is bad. Amaran turned around and said that when he was in Italy, and when he plays for the national team, he plays with a freedom and a stresslessness that he doesn't play with when he's in United. I think Amaran's point was that, and the same thing that he said about Lenny Oro, I think Amron's point was that the magnifying glass that's being put on Patrick Dogu and Lenny Yoro specifically means they want to do everything, and as a result of which, they're doing stupid mistakes that they shouldn't end up doing that are above their station. It's the same thing as I think Obi Martin is ready for the first team. I think he has the ability for the first team. I think the weight of the shirt is too much for him. That's the best way to put it. I think the weight of the shirt is too heavy for him. And I think, unfortunately, that's the case for everyone young and United, because the atmosphere in that goddamn stadium is engrossing beyond belief. And if you are not confident in yourself and in your abilities and the whole lot, you will shatter like a bloody glass onion. You will just go all over the spot, because although the Manchester United fans will lift you up, they will hurl you down bonkersly fast because they have to, because it's too big of a club and they have to do it. Now, worse than many of the clubs around them, we're far too harsh on our youth. But at the end of the day, I think that's the problem there. I think the best thing that could happen for Manu is for Manu to go out on loan. I think the best thing for Dogu to do is to be an impact sub. So I'd be bringing Dogu on 60 minutes. I think Madrid is the worst when it comes to their fans being harsh. Yeah, but Madrid is bonkersly toxic at the moment. I wouldn't be using Madrid as an example for anything, because the Madrid fans, at the end of all of the greatness they'd done for them, turned on Carlos Ancelotti like nobody's business. And Madrid fans, Madrid players, and the Madrid themselves are turning on Xavi Alonso. Madrid is not a fair comparison. Barcelona is probably the best comparison you can give when it comes down to being harsh, specifically on youth. Like, the Barcelona fans have been incredible to Lamine Yamal, but then the few games where Lamine Yamal isn't playing good, they're treating him like he's a 30-year legend. You know? Which, to be fair, if you're good enough, and if you're old enough and you're good enough, you should play in the first team. So, like, you have to take the egg with the pudding. It's just an unfortunate situation that, on top of United being a crock-pot of pressure, then you have every bloody news station in the goddamn world that talks about football adding to that pressure as well. And I think that's what's causing the problems for the likes of Lenny Yoro, for the likes of Patrick Dogu, for the likes of Manu. I think that's the reason why Shea Lacey hasn't been played, even though I don't agree with that at all either. They're going to score. No, what, Brentford, not West Ham. Although West Ham could as well, to be fair. God, Henderson. The men's did not have that. He dropped too early. Heaven is not having a good game either, unfortunately for me. Pincock to Hickey. Evan. Yep, I bloody called it. I knew it was coming. Literally their first shot on target. Second shot on target. Jesus. Okay, need to make some changes. I have to go with that. Let's hope this ends up working for us. Do you think what I'm saying is horse crap, Matty, or do you think I have some elements of truth in what I'm saying there? Because I'm happy to be wrong on what I'm saying there about the youth and the whole lot there. And with Amron, who the hell knows? He's such an anomaly, stuck in an enigma, that he could be doing it for any number of reasons. He legitimately could be just doing what he's doing for the thought that he thinks it's the best team to win. And he's insane. Oh, no way. No. We are not performing good enough. Come on, guys. We need more out of you. I mean, I kind of am. I think you have some element of truth, but I don't think it's just recent with Madrid. I think they've always been harsh on players, even back in the day when Cristiano Ronaldo came. I think there's a different vibe with that one, if I'm honest, because the thing with the Ronaldo situation, by the way, Doggo's coming on, so fantastic. Thank God he's getting some time, and he's coming on for Delo, which is it's interesting that he's taking Delo off now, but it's brilliant that Doggo's getting some time. I think the problem with the Ronaldo situation was Madrid bought Ronaldo in a time when Madrid didn't need Ronaldo, and on top of that, Ronaldo was the first player when it started to happen that the feeling was maybe this player is bigger than the club. And certainly towards the end, it was R7's Madrid instead of Real Madrid. So I think the fans were kind of against the fact of him specifically because of the player that he was. But you're not wrong too, because like they were vicious bastards to Gareth Bale, and they were vicious bastards to bloody Luka Modric. So like they do have a tendency to be vicious. But I think the Cristiano Ronaldo choice for examples is ironically a bit of an exception to the rule. They were vicious to Ronaldo for an entirely different reason that they were vicious to everyone else, I think. What's LMFAI mean? Laughing my frickin' ass off. Wait a minute, what do you mean off? Oh, it's meant to be an O and an I. Okay, I was bloody wondering. Okay. Well, so you can go back over to your other account, Duck. Oh, what a horrible defensive mistake by Brentford. Oh, they gifted us a goal. You have to feel sorry for Caoimhín Kelleher there, because Jensen done the right thing there. Bloody Kelleher done the correct save, but just an incredible bloody tackle and luck to land in a Puemu. Unbelievable. One of the things I will say about this game too is Nuno looks lost. Nuno looks like he's just dead in the water. He looks like there's nothing he can do. Now, I also don't think that's true, but we'll see. Oh, this corner could be dangerous. That is such... God, sometimes I love news articles. Someone's out there releasing a news article there, and I'm not going to even look for the bloody site. I think it's Forza. No, it's OneFootball. OneFootball's after releasing a news article. Second United player ends lengthy Premier League drought. Goal drought. He's a bloody defender. What do you mean, lengthy goal drought? He's not meant to bloody score. Yeah, but to be fair, it's a good username to end up having. You please don't bloody... Come on, load of me game. Crap. No, Not too bad, Kieran. We're going ahead, waiting on the game to load, and we're watching Manchester United versus West Ham as things are going on as well. We have done 2 matches this stream. We have won both of them, 5-0 versus Juventus, and a 3-1 victory over Brentford. Brentford were game opposition, although we were in control of the match for most of it. But at the end of it, they made some interesting mistakes, and their capitulation ended up resulting in us getting a quite easy win. But, you know, it's what you do after that ends up counting as well. But how is all treating you, my friend? Is it going well? Is it going good? I'm not doing great, reason as I'm a big Eurovision fan. Yeah, I don't really agree with Ireland, Spain, and the other one. I don't remember who the third one is. I don't really agree with pulling out of the Eurovision. Ireland in particular, considering we are the most reputable Eurovision team of all time, technically. Ireland, Spain, and one other country have confirmed that they're not participating in the Eurovision this year because because Israel are in the competition this year, because the Eurovision refused to suspend Israel's, I think it's Israel, Netherlands, participation into it. They turned around and said that they were going out of it. Netherlands, yeah, you're right. Like, the thing with Ireland is there's been the really funny thing with Ireland is there's been a heavy rumor going on bloody 10 years that Ireland has been trying to throw the Eurovision every year we go into it, because we have, since Dustin the Turkey, we really haven't sent in a proper competitor. It doesn't even matter if some of them have been good singers. Like, I'm not a fan of Bambi Tug. Is that the name? Bambi Tug? I'm not a fan of Bambi Tug. But she was a year too late. If you wanted her to be a potential option for the Eurovision, she should have been the year beforehand, because that was the type of music that was going for the Eurovision. Like, it's almost like they're intentionally choosing the music, or we were intentionally choosing the music that would ensure that we wouldn't get it. Yeah, and I don't agree with them banning Russia either. Like, it's when it comes down to all of those type of things, like, you can't blame. It's the same thing as Russian athletes. You can't blame individuals for the nation that's doing crap, in my opinion. But hey, it's way above my station, and I don't care enough about politics to go on to it. I don't care enough about the Eurovision in general. I genuinely think for Ireland it benefits us, because I genuinely think we've been throwing it the last couple of years because it costs too much money to host the goddamn thing. I don't think you make enough money off the Eurovision hosting it that Ireland want to host it. But that's conspiracy theories. Oh, Keith Andrews is the Brighton manager. Interesting. Okay. St. James's Park, Newcastle bet Chelsea. Okay. And now we have Spurs next. You want to know, it's really funny too when you end up thinking about it, because I actually think that out of the people that we sent the last couple of years, I actually think Dustin Turkey's probably one of the better ones we sent. I know that probably makes me sound like such a bloody tit, but I genuinely think Dustin the Turkey is one of the better ones we sent. And for those of you who don't know who Dustin the Turkey is, who I'm on about, that's stop it. Oh, come on. That's Dustin the Turkey. I have the image. Give me a second, I'll do it on the other one as well. So yeah, that's Dustin the Turkey right there. Yep. So, you know, Dustin the Turkey, the greatest Irish personality ever to come out of our esteemed country. The greatest of all time. He is the best entertainer we have ever brought to the great Green Isles, the Emerald Isles. We have ever ended up creating. Holy crap! Emmanuel Agate has gotten his ass off of a pew and onto the seat. Emmanuel Agate for Matthias Cunha, and Mount for Xerxes, which you'd have to think means Bruno is moving up to the 10. Oh my god, I forgot about that. I forgot that Dustin, he didn't officially run for it, Kieran. But yes, at one point in time, Dustin the Turkey was on about going on for the presidency. I don't think he, did he actually officially go for it? I don't think he did. Let me look. Did Dustin... I know we had, like, the Dragon's Den Sean Gallagher go for it. Did Dustin the Turkey run for president? Oh my god, not only did he run for it, he ran for it twice. Oh no, he's saying, I will run for the presidency. Has declared interest in politics. He campaigned, so he campaigned into the 1997, but wasn't put onto the ballot. And he campaigned in... He said he was going to do it in 2025, but didn't end up doing it. Okay, so that's how it ended up going. No, I know. I just need to remind you properly that it's who Dustin Turkey is. Okay, so I can now do that, and I can now do that, and I can do that. Come on. Work for me, you pain in the arse. Good. Happy out. Coolaboola. So, and then that means I can come back to this. This is the joys of doing something where I don't have it easily set up when I'm showing an old school asset that I have there. But there we go. Did you see that Joey Barton talk about Ginge Tosser? No, I didn't end up hearing about this. What did Joey Barton end up saying about Ginge? Like, he's been doing okay. He's been doing okay on I'm a Celebrity. The only problem with Ginge and H on I'm a Celebrity is they're just the only ones being asked to do anything. The picture's still up, yeah. Spider One is so good. Didn't even realize you were gone. That thing looks like you. Matty! I'm a lost for words. I'm a lost for words. Genuinely. I'm a loss for words. However, let's be fair. The only accurate response for that is this. I mean, you know. Made fun of him for crying. Oh, Barton's a gobshite then, so like it gave a general conversation about men's mental health and the whole lot. Now the big thing with that is, yeah, crying when you've only been in the bloody crying when you've only been in the wilds for 3 days is a bit much. But to be fair, they were talking about family, and like as he was saying, he ended up doing an incredible amount of stuff with his grandmother. So like it would make sense for him to end up crying in those segments. But like it's just, he was the odds-on favourite to win the Eurovision 2008 at 10 to 1. Yes, but also that was the start of where people, especially the Irish public, Kieran thought that Dustin was being used as our showcase to not be in the Eurovision anymore, because sending a fucking turkey to a legitimate legitimate competition is kind of pulling the piss. I mean, I love Dustin the Turkey. The old school Dustin the Turkey segments are unbelievable. I think that the only thing that would be better than Dustin the Turkey, and I wish in Ireland, if you'd done the fucking Nora.
Shut up.
Don't you forget, you ain't won yet.
God damn it. You know, funnily enough, at this point, you have to. I wouldn't say I'd be sad if it happened. You useless sacks of shite. Ah. Unbelievable, you useless craps. Unbelievable. Oh, Maddie, how I wish it was that. How I wish it was that. No, unfortunately, just needed to sort out a personal thing there really, really quickly. But yeah, West Ham are all over us at the end of this. So we went from being the best team in this particular half to West Ham completely and utterly fucking controlling us, which is typical of us useless balls of absolute fecal exchange. And what's beautiful about it too is you still have assholes on online turning around saying that Kobe Mainoo should be on the pitch, as if he would have made a difference for that goddamn goal. So I don't bloody know. I mean, the game isn't over. You don't say anything till the fat lady sings, but like, you know. I mean, we'll see what ends up happening. Time will end up telling. There's still time for something to end up coming down, but not a coincidence that whenever Ugarte comes on, our game goes down the crapper. I mean, fair enough. I can't argue any different to that. But the thing is, Ugarte and Casemiro don't work together. But I will say the Lisandro Martinez substitution for Luke Shaw makes no sense. I know we don't really have any options, but like, god damn it, would you not just throw Shea Lacey on and hope maybe he could do something? Like, Shaw can survive that timing. Bloody put on Mainoo, put on Lacey, put on someone who has the potential to do something, you know? Fuck it, risk the red, go for the attack. Who cares? Risk the red, go for the attack. You can win the bloody game at this point, you know? Yeah, no, you're not. You could be the potential option in the future. Could be. I mean, I don't know. I don't know, to be honest with you. It's interesting. Load game, come on. I want to see the Antelec team. I mean, all I can do is cross my fingers and hope that he's nice with the extra bit of time that we end up getting, but it does look like... It does look like he's just going for the draw now, which is a joke. If I'm honest. It annoys... I mean... I don't know. I think they're after the draw. Whether or not that is enough for them to be jokes, maybe. I'm not going to say you're wrong about that, but like, that's obviously what's happening now. They're going for the draw, which is stupid, but what the fuck can you do? Why is it 5 minutes of added time? Surely it should be more than 5 minutes. Anyway, the fat lady ain't sung yet, so we'll see. Why do we pass it around the top like we are up 3 goals? No urgency. Well, that's because we don't... The actual reason for that is because Xerxes not fast enough. Brian and Mbeumo can't run in. And Bruno isn't actually trying properly. That's the actual reason for that. At the moment, I'd just be giving the ball to Billy Casemiro and making him do a Bruno Hollywood pass up, or literally do a Bruno Hollywood pass, but we'll fucking see. This pains me and makes me not want to watch the team anymore, but the next game, it'll turn it on and watch. I mean, yeah, but that's the joys of being a fan, Matty. It's always that way. Could you imagine how the Chelsea supporters felt going from getting a draw in difficult circumstances with... Arsenal, when you force yourself down to 10 men really, really early, and then get a draw versus the potential champions, and then you end up coming back and doing atrocious against Leeds. That's kind of the point of Areola there with another good save. But that's the other thing too. Like, It's like, what can you really do? Oh, fuck it, we're gonna go in. We're gonna go in and just get him. It'll be some years until United are back. It might. Nah, it'll happen before then, Maddie. Like, the funny thing with this team is this team isn't as far off as all ends up suggesting. There's been a couple of inconsistencies that have happened here that are just unfortunate. We don't have a proper striker in play that the team is built around. Xerxes obviously isn't match sharp. We don't have a proper midfield positioning being done there. For some asinine reason, the fucking you were doing crosses into the 5 foot. What height is Xerxes? Xerxes is 6'4". Holy shit, I didn't realize Xerxes was so tall. He looks a hell of a lot shorter than 6'4". Why is Xerxes so shit in the air? Holy crap, why is he so crap in the air? He's only 1 inch shorter than... He's only 1 inch shorter than bloody Sesko. Well, then never mind anything I just said there. God, Xerxes holds himself like he's 5'10". Holy crap. Maybe because he's actually 5. I mean, that could be the case. That could very much be the case up. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, but we're screwed. The game's done. I mean, you could watch this till the cows come home. It's done now. I love it to give it to Magasa as the man of the match. Horse crap that he got man of the match. It's Aaron Wan-Bissaka all day long. It's Aaron Wan-Bissaka all day long. Like, just because he scored a goddamn goal. I mean, maybe you're right, Ashday. Bruno hasn't had a good game. Ahmad's been asleep. Xerxes isn't performing good. I don't think I agree with the Mbeumo one. Mbeumo's been okay today. He just hasn't been able to get into the right positionings. I think, ironically, because Ahmad hasn't been performing good, Mbeumo hasn't been performing good. But the other thing with with Xerxes, is Xerxes just isn't match sharp. And yeah, there you go. You got your draw, Senior Benny. Like, Xerxes isn't match sharp. It's not fair. It genuinely is not fair for us to be too harsh on Xerxes. This is his 3rd match in 3 months. And yes, that is a result of United not having enough games in order to play him, but he's not match sharp. You know? Yes, Sesko is injured. That's the reason why he's out. He's meant to be back before everyone goes off to the AFCON. I mean, to be fair, Matty, at least it gives your house ventilation. The cop, what's a crack-a-lackin', my friend? Hello to you too. You just came in at the end of United putting an all-time stinker out in the performance there, and Senior Benny being happy with my frustration. Nah, Mbeumo was crap. His first touch was crap, and he lost the ball so many times. I'm not going to argue with you. That's 100% fair to end up saying. I have a tendency to be a wee bit nicer to the United players than most people are, so I'm not going to argue with you on that, Ashday. If you think they were crap, I'm going to hold up my hands and say they probably were. It wasn't a good enough performance anyway, no matter how you end up looking at it. Genuinely. So you just go what you can and you end up coming back. Now, if you get a draw versus Wolves, the conversation becomes, bro, I'm a Liverpool fan. I can't make fun of United now. Of course you can. In the same way that United can still make fun of Liverpool. In the same way that when Arsenal inevitably do it, we can all make fun of Arsenal for bottling the goddamn league again. Like, just because your team is doing bad doesn't mean you can't make fun of another team. United, the big difference between United and Liverpool is deserve more ridicule because you went from a literal championship winning team. Premier League, I should say Premier League, considering the championship is its own thing. But you went from a literal Premier League winning team to shite. So that has its own kettle of fish. But in general, of course you can end up doing it. United are still another 2 or 3 transfer windows away from being ready, which is just the sad thing about it. Xerxes will probably end up getting sold in January. It's a shame Obi isn't ready. It's a joke that he didn't end up bringing on Shea Lacey. Well, Shea Lacey is there so that he has... At this point, Shea Lacey and Manu are there in order to keep the United record in place, which is horse crap. Kill the record if you're not going to use them. Like, you should always have a player on the bench that you're willing to use. He's not willing to use Shea Lacey. So why is Shea Lacey on the bench? I would prefer it to be an empty slot on the bench than him have Shea Lacey there and not use him. Ben, my friend, what's a crack-a-lacking with you? How do you feel after that result there? I mean, it would do it if you ended up giving me a proper offer, but no. What fucking song is this? Okay. What is this song? Not his fault, but Ugarte comes in and United concede again. Burrow's just had bad luck at this point. He's gone. He's gone, Ashday, unfortunately. But I've been saying this point for a while now. I think that's the reason Manu isn't playing, because Manu can't play with Bruno. Ugarte can't play with Casemiro. I think he would have been better bringing Manu on than Ugarte, to be honest. But Manu can't play with Casemiro. Genuinely, he just can't. So you didn't really have an option there. Honestly, I would have kept Bruno in the midfield and brought on Lacey. That's a prime or another example of why Lacey isn't there. Absolutely crap. The game is always when we could end up the match week in European competition places is, yeah. It's annoying, all right. Like, it just helps that there was a load of bad performances as well. Like, Liverpool getting a draw, Newcastle getting the draw out of that game, Chelsea losing. Like, it was the prime opportunity for us to do something. But I genuinely, it fills my point in further of what I'm saying, that it's not a case that this league is getting better. It's not a case that this league is getting better. It's a case that the people within the league are getting worse. In my opinion. Ooh, okay. Wasn't expecting that. We might try again on the deadline day if it lets us. I mean, it's just annoying. But at the end of the day, like, water off a duck's back, you continue to move on and you see how things end up going. Like, it didn't help that Aaron Wan-Bissaka probably had one of his best performances in a West Ham shirt. Not that that says anything. You know? Come on, game, load. Loan. Could you imagine Warren Zane Emery going off to bloody Fulham? That would be hilarious. To be honest, I am losing patience with Amarin now. He keeps playing people who don't deserve to be played. Doesn't give players like Lacey a chance. and he's subs to 4 defensive subs to protect a 1-0. Hey, at the end of the day, if he protected the 1-0, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind that. Whatever about the defensive subs, that's a different kettle of fish. I wouldn't have minded that if he had actually managed to save it. That doesn't bother me as much as everything else. The cowardice of bringing on Lissandro Martinez for Shaw as your last sub is an entirely different conversation when you're 1-1 down. But, like, that's the problem with the... That's the problem with the Shea Lacey thing. That's what annoys me so much about that. Shea Lacey, you don't have your striker there, and you whether you or the club did it, you loaned out your other striker. Like, we could use Rasmus now. I don't know how he's doing in Napoli, but you could use Rasmus there now as a potential option. So, like, you don't have a striker there to end up going into the option. Surely you could end up putting Lacey on, because if he's not good enough, why is he on the fucking bench? Or screw it, put Menu on and playing him in a different position, you know? That's the annoying thing about the entire thing, more than anything else. But hey, we don't know what's happening in the training grounds. We don't know what might have been said. We don't know if there's disciplinary actions happening in the background. There's an awful lot of shit we don't know about. We knew about it with United because Alex Ferguson told you absolutely everything that happened. Like, there's probably tons of times when there's youths that just done something that Ferguson didn't like and just gone, and no, we never heard about it. The other problem is we are so ingrained in the youth culture at the moment that it just ends up coming down. And Manu should be that youth. Like, the reason why everyone is so annoyed about the Manu situation is Manu was playing for fucking Ten Hag week in, week out. Yes, it's a different formation. Surely you should be able to fix him. I think the actual problem that's happening at the moment is you don't have any academy players properly in the squad. Now, technically, Aiden Heaven counts, even though he doesn't because he's an Arsenal one. I'm happy that I'm willing to put you to sleep, Katie. You can use me as your aphrodisiac. Yeah, wouldn't not mind that, but he's made it too early, and at least should be 3 defensive and the other 2 offensive. I just don't think Amron will be there for long now. I mean, it depends on how you look at it, because here's the really sickening thing about it. Other than the Everton game, we haven't lost a game in 10. I think it's 10. Now, we've drawn a lot. So let's have a look. So we drew today. We won against Palace. We lost to Everton. So that's 1 win, 1 draw. Drew to Spurs. That's 2 draws. Drew to Forest. That's 3 draws. 1 to Brighton. That's 2 wins. 1 to Liverpool, that's 2 wins. That's 3 wins. 1 to Sunderland, that's 4 wins. Lost to Brentford. So we've had four wins, 3 draws, and 2 losses. So, like, the sad thing about it is, yes, against teams like West Ham and Everton, you should be winning those games. But we haven't been on a bad run of form. So, like, it's hard. But that's the thing about it. Reese, it's an interesting conversation. I understand, Maddie. Have a fantastic night, my friend. Make sure your crack is 90. Schlong gefohlen as always, pogue my home, my friend. At the end of the day, he needs to go. I mean, I don't particularly like him at the moment. Thank you so much, Maddie. I genuinely appreciate it. I won't be live again until next, either Monday or Tuesday. Depends on if my thing on Monday still goes ahead. I won't be live over the weekend, so just so you know, have a fantastic weekend, and I'll end up chatting you later, okay? It's unlikely I'll be live tomorrow either, but might be. But Reese, I agree with you. I think he's a bit of a coward. The whole year off, well, the year isn't a write-off yet, because with the way that the entirety of the league is performing, we still have a chance of Champions League positions. That's the thing, Reese. The Radcliffe needs to go bit. Is interesting in of itself, because like the transfers that he's done, there's nothing wrong with the transfers that have been done. Matthias de Ligt is a good transfer. Mazraoui is a good transfer. Benjamin Sesko still needs to be seen down. Mbuemu has been good for the most part, other than his knock, and Cunha's had his knock. We need an entire new fitness department. That's 100% clear to figure out what the hell is going on. Are you off as well, Senior Duck? No bother, my friend. Yeah, but let's be fair. Both of them are just coming back from injuries. Mbuemu had an injury there and just came back, and Cunha's literally back from his injury today. He has been injured. But Mbuemu has been injured as well. Yeah, he's had 2 knocks. Yeah, they're properly injured. Sesko's been out for a month, and Mbuemu has been out on 2 games. So he's had a knock. Same way as Mount is injured today. So, you know, at the end of the day, we'll just see what ends up happening. My big thing. Yeah, but Mount has had an injury. He's on the bench because he had a knock. That was confirmed. He didn't start the game today because he had a knock. That's the reason he didn't start the game today. He literally said it on Sky. He's good enough to play, but we need to manage his minutes because he had a knock. Fair enough. Yeah, and still played the full 100 minutes, whereas Manu could have played in that position. At the end of the day, we'll see what ends up happening. It's not all doom and gloom. This ends up happening, and the league has been particularly crap, but we'll see what ends up happening. Time will tell. Anyways, our next match is against Spurs in the Champions League. We have Dennis back now, so we can swap him in. We'll see. I don't think it's all doom and gloom at the end of the day. We'll see what ends up happening. At the end of the day, Matthias de Ligt is a good player. Hopefully Brian Mbuemu and Cunha will end up working together. Hopefully Sesko will end up finding himself out. If we get a good defender that'll end up working well, then Manu might be able to come back into that team. We'll see what ends up happening. Yeah, Arsenal have had 5 years of second. And they're only going to win their league now. We'll see what ends up happening. Anything can end up happening. I think the entirety of the Premier League has gotten worse in the last wee while. So we'll see what ends up happening. Time will end up telling. But there's no point going doom and gloom about the whole thing. So we'll see. It might end up turning good. It might end up being bad. We'll end up finding out in the future. All we can do is watch the games, continue to support where we can, and just, continue on. So hopefully it'll end up being good. Hopefully it'll all turn good. For the most part of that game, we were the better team, I think. We still should have performed better. But hey, you go with what's given to you. No, not at all. Not at all, Benny. Yeah. I'm just happy to talk about it. The only reason why I'm a wee bit lower down is because I'm contemplating what team to pick here. I always get a bit like this when I'm actually thinking about the team, because I think this is the team that I'm going to go with. Turn good. We have Drew to the 18th team who have been shocking all season. They drew to Bournemouth. They won against Burnley. They won against Newcastle. They drew with Everton. They won against Nottingham Forest. They drew with Lille. I mean, they're not a bad team. They're 18th because they can't score. And ironically, they ended up scoring against them. No, we shouldn't. We're not there yet. We're not there yet. In theory, due to the name that United are, we should be, but we're not there yet. This team can't do anything against the low block, and everyone knows it. Against the high block, we have the ability to beat any team. We're shite against the low block. And for the most part, we should have done well. It was a bit of defensive malfeasance that ended up getting them the goal. We're crap against the low block. We'll probably have the same problem next week against Wolves. Now, we should end up beating Wolves. We can score. We've done much better on our scoring. We're just not particularly... We're not as defensively solid as we were. We've increased our goals this season by almost 23... by almost, I think it's something like 32%. So we're scoring an awful lot more. In this particular game, we just didn't have a regular striker there, and Xerxes isn't match sharp at all. And there's not a chance we're losing to Wolves. I genuinely don't think so. Not with the way they're performing. We could do, but I don't think so. Not with the way they're performing. It doesn't help, too. The Wolves have a player missing as well, and I don't remember which player it is. So we'll see what ends up happening. At the end of the day, you take every game what ends up going. Like, one defensive change there, we end up winning that game 1-0. We had tons of shots that Areola ended up getting that we could have ended up scoring. You know, towards the end of the game there, if Bruno had kept that ball down, if Lissandro Martinez's pass went through, good, we end up getting a second goal. You never bloody know. Yeah. So at the end of the day, we'll see. I genuinely think it's not as doom and gloom as everyone is saying. There's reasons to be annoyed with the team. I'm not going to try and skim down on the annoyance at all. There's perfect reasons to be annoyed. But it's not as bad as people are turning it out to be either. I genuinely think it's in a bit of a medium ground at the moment with the way that the team is. I don't think it's as bad as everyone says, but I don't think the light is at the end of the tunnel anytime soon either. I think we need at least another transfer window to end up getting the light. But time will tell. Will Amarin be that manager? Probably not, but we'll see what ends up happening. Anyways, we're going to go with Dennis Simons in goal. Matthias de Ligt on the left-hand side, Willy Kumbal in the middle, and Ilya Zambrani on the left. Stellar and Menu with Mbeumo, Dogu, Mount, Ferguson, and Sesko up front against Spurs. We're already through to the qualifying rounds, and we need to take out 2 players, because of course we do. 4 and 8. I hate that this is a thing. I wish it would just tell me which ones were bloody missing. Like, just put the X on them instead of completely blanking them out, but still. So, 4 and 8. There we go. So, yeah, let's go into this and see how we end up doing. It's like if some people had turned around there and said, if we had spent the extra money and gotten the likes of Ollie Watkins, we probably win that game. We just hope that Sesko ends up doing good. It's just unfortunate that Xerxes isn't match sharp at all, and you can see it in his game. It's unfortunate that Ahmad didn't play a good game today. It's just unfortunate that a number of players didn't play well. And that Aaron Wan-Bissaka played exceptional, who should have been the man of the match in that game. And that Areola had a very good game as well. I hope it isn't too bad news, Katie. Everything okay? Apologies if I've cursed again. I don't think I have. That's I'm trying to get better about my diarrhea of the mouth and constipation of the brain. Oh, how come? I hope everything's okay, Katie. Well, to be fair, I'm probably not going to be here in 1 hour. I'm not going as long as I normally would tonight. I actually have something that I need to do at around 10:30. So I plan on finishing after this game. If you want to stick around and end up helping me with the inevitable raid that's coming around, or just converse while we're at this. I will say, talking about the actual midweek games, how annoyed would you be if you're Florian Wirtz? Like, genuinely, that shot Florian Wirtz done in the Liverpool-Sunderland game was a very good shot. And for it to go down as an own goal, I would be livid. Oh, so Mickey van de Ven is back in, and Xavi Simons is in as well. I mean, potentially, Katie, but it would have been tight. It would have been tight. I know that's the reason why it's given as an own goal, because own goals are given when the ball is about to end up going wide. It would be bloody tight for that to be wide. I'm not going to say that it wasn't, but based on the angle I ended up seeing, that to me, that's very, very close. It was turning before it ended up touching Mokele. So whether or not he would have gotten it is up for a matter of debate, as was been, which is why they gave it to Mweke. But at the same point in time, I wonder if just that strike alone will be enough to build his confidence and actually build the momentum up for him getting his next one. Because that's all he's missing, Florian Wirtz. He's just missing that goal to actually start clicking. And by the way, maybe I'm wrong, but I did say when he signed him that he signed him to play on the right, not to play in the centre of the midfield. And the last 2 games, he's been playing where Salah is, and he's been playing significantly better. That's all I'll say. Maybe I was right. Every Liverpool fan I talked to said I'm absolutely bonkers for thinking that. I legitimately thought he was bought to replace Salah. Now, they have Matthias Tell up front, who I think IRL is being... should be used a wee bit more. I think out of their strikers, Matthias Tell is the one with the most potential at the moment. And then Sa as well, an amazing midfielder. I wonder if it's still Thomas Frank, actually. I don't even know if I can check. It is Thomas Frank. Okay, fair enough. I mean, funnily enough, speaking of managers too, a manager who certainly doesn't deserve it, and I mentioned this in the last stream too on Tuesday after the 2-2, I genuinely think the noose is tightening around his neck too, and it doesn't deserve to be. Okay, Mount. Menu, Mbwemu, down to Mount, and Dogu. Oh, that's lucky. Oh, straight off the bar. Oh, that happens far too often for it to be fair. Destiny having his best game too. I mean, it was a bad miss, unfortunately. Like, if that went in, it would have been good for Dogu. Because Dogu he's been injured. This is his first game back since his injury. And Rashford has been playing fairly good in that position otherwise. So, like, IRL-wise, he'd actually have to, showcase a bit. Oh, that would have been such a goal. He actually would need to showcase himself a bit in order to earn back his position. And it's unfortunate, too, because it's knocked his, even the game knows it knocked his percentage down quite significantly. Like, the sad truth is, when it comes down to FM, it has a nasty habit that once you hit under 6.4, there's really nothing you can do to bring back the player unless you give them a penalty. So yeah, see, there's really nothing you can do. They're just kind of screwed. You kind of just float down and you probably end the half at 6.2. It's kind of an unfortunate thing with FM. A player can't really earn himself back. But can Angelo Stellar end up scoring here? Vicario! Well, now we know this game isn't realistic. Vicario made a save. Yeah, so unfortunately we're going to have to take Dogu off. So Dogu for Rashford. And Ferguson has been bad as well, so we're going to move Sesko back to where he was and bring on Camarada. Sesko has been bonkersly inconsistent for us. Like he fluctuates between doing or not Sesko, bloody Ferguson. Evan Ferguson has been bonkersly inconsistent for us. He bounces around between having very good performances and having mediocre performances. Like he scored, I think he's had 2 hat-tricks this season. I think it's 2. It's 2 or 1 anyway, but he's done very close to having 2 hat-tricks if he hasn't had 2 hat-tricks. And then he just has performances like this where he just sinks. Ooh, Manu. Down there. Boemu. Nice passing work by us, though. Oh! Oh! You're getting a good bit of luck tonight, Spurs. You're getting a good bit of luck tonight. Will this counter-attack get you a goal? It feels like it might. It's Javi Simons down to Kizdus. What? Oh, offside. Ju interessante. Stellar to Mount. Mount to Sesko. Sesko to Mbeumo. Camarada not making the run for Mbeumo, so he doesn't really have it. Yeah, it's unfortunate that. Willie to Manu. Camarada. Maybe, I don't know if Camarada has it for that advanced striking role. He's not able to do the turn properly for us. But hey, we're in control at the moment, which is something at least. We will need to make subs in a few minutes, but we'll see what we end up doing. Camarada back to Rashford, to Manu, to Mount. Good passing play, which is what you want. It really should be. Vicario is having a very, very good game. Like Mount. And there it is. It was bound to happen eventually. Sesko with the tap-in. Vicario with a very, very good save. But Sesko gets the tap-in. 3 goals in 5 minutes. Nope. We'd know, unfortunately, Katie, because the game immediately pops up with the offside. But yeah, no, he's still onside there anyway. Ironically, they're number 3 or 31. I think it's 30-something. They're 3-something. They're 37. Mickey Van de Ven, ironically, kept him onside. Oh, probably. Like they've had 1 shot on target. Their second shot will probably be a goal. Galatasaray with Leroy Sané too. And Archie Gray on the pitch as well. I love Archie Gray as a player, but ooh. He's just back from injury. He's just back. Oh. It's so annoying for him. I mean, screw it. We'll test the waters and do something dangerous. Let's see how we do. This could bring them back into this game. I mean, 1-0 is all we need anyways. Okay. We're controlling it. Ilya Zambrani taking the throw. Is he going to do a low throw and hurl it straight into the box? No. To Stellar. Ilya to Marcus. Not going to try and pronounce that name. You really should. It is an amazing series. Just remember there is that movie. I cannot recommend that series more if I'm honest, Tanya, the Saga of Tanya the Evil. And then her appearances in Isekai Quartet are awesome as well, to be honest. But that show was incredible. But then again, I think so. As we know, I have the Ainzul Goal bloody tattoo. You know? So, what happened there? Willie! Willie! What do I have tomorrow with slow-cooked beef casserole, mash, or beef dripping potatoes? Oh, the potatoes. One off Big 20. I don't get that. Now I'm having a brain fart. What do you mean by that? Is it the fact that we've just been dominating this particular game and we're not going to end up getting first as a result of this? And we might have just given... Oh, that's a joke. That's an absolute joke. That's a joke. Oh my God. That's insane. I cannot believe that. That's a joke. We turned around and we said, wouldn't it be funny if the next shot on target was a goal? And the next 2 shots that were on target became goals. They do not deserve to win this game, and they're going to win it. Unless... Oh! I mean, they don't deserve a draw either, but a draw is better than a win for them. I suppose I should always remember.
Shut up.
Don't you forget,
Here he goes.
you ain't won yet.
That's kind of why I don't like that the offside is so bugged in this game, because we know already that it isn't that it isn't offside because of the way that the rules that the game ends up working. Forgot with 2 Yorkshire puddings. Do you put stuff in the middle of your Yorkshire puddings, Kitty? I know, depending on who I talk to, that could be considered sacrilege. I'm not a big Yorkshire pudding man. I just know that a proper Yorkshire pudding has something like 500 calories in it. Anyways, my friends, it has been an absolute pleasure talking and experiencing the Craic with you tonight. I am not sure if I am live again tomorrow. So just keep an eye on the Discord. Keep an eye on the streaming sites themselves. And if I do go live, please come in and give us a hello. And have the Craic with us. Otherwise, it'll either be Monday or Tuesday. Again, depending on certain elements that end up happening. Ironically, we got first in stages anyway with that draw. But it has been an absolute pleasure, even if the draw is a bit annoying. But all I can end up saying is thank you all so much. It has been an absolute joy. I am going to end up sending you off to a DJ, funnily enough. I'm going to send you off to a person that's doing some DJ work there. So just have a bit of fun with them if you want to. And yes, at Xmas I make stuffing and bacon wrapped around the stuffing in the middle of the Yorkshire pudding. God, I know you have no obligation to do this because you've mentioned it at the end of the stream and you haven't had it yet. But please put an image of that and then attacking the food in the Craic's basement. I really want to see that, Katie. Please do so. Give me a Christmas gift. But anyways, until then, my friends, please just say Craic Addicts Attack as I end up sending you over. Make sure your Craic is indeed 90. I have been, of course, the stupid, sexy Craic. As always, the MLS actually means Miles Lewis Skelly, and it has been my pleasure. So, Shlongafol, Pog Mahone, my friends, and adios.